What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 19 of my series Grow. So today I decided I'm going to do something a little different and go back into doing some commentary of my back workout of today. I know that the past couple videos I've been only showing my workouts with music in the background, and quite a few people have requested that I should switch it up sometimes and do a voiceover of the workouts instead. So what I'm going to do today is again do a brief commentary of the workout and perhaps give you guys some tips that I use um, when I work out my back. So I hope that you guys will enjoy and hopefully pick up on the tips and use it in your training. Now again, what works for me might not work for you, but you won't know unless you try. So whatever tips that I give, you can take or leave it, and again, it does not hurt to take my tips and give it a try. So anyway, start off today with deadlifts. Now I stopped doing deadlifts for about 3 weeks now because I was having some lower back discomfort, and so I decided I was gonna take about 3 weeks off, and today is my first day back and warming up with a plate. It was, as you can see, it was easy, and I got my form back and my technique back. So today I worked up to a double with 245 pounds. Now my one rep max is 280 pounds. That was before I had the lower back injury, before I took off for 3 weeks. But I definitely look forward to hitting that weight again and hopefully hit 315 by the end of this year. Now that's a realistic goal that I have set for myself, and I plan on hitting it. That is, if I continue to keep consistent with doing deadlifts and preventing myself from getting injured again, which is why you see me using a belt on these while doing this movement. Now, let me talk to you guys about my deadlift form, and the reason you probably see that on each rep I drive my knees out before driving it back in and then pulling the slack off the floor. And the reason why I do that is to engage more of my hamstrings. Now sumo deadlifts works more towards your hamstrings than your lower back. So the fact that I'm driving my knees out and then driving it back in, I'm pulling the bar into my body. And as you're reaching the top of the lockout, you want to be sure to squeeze your glutes and hold it for 2 seconds before going back down. And I'm by no means an expert of doing deadlifts, and to be honest, deadlifts is one of the most difficult movement to even perfect, especially because there's so many cues that you need to know in order to get the form down. And so some of these cues that I'm going to tell you now is just basics. Some of you might know it already, some of you don't. But number one is to make sure your spine is neutral. You don't want to round your back because that might lead to injury. Also, you might also want to stick out your chest. You also want to retract your shoulder blades, and you want to pretend you're breaking the bar. And the way you know you're breaking the bar is when you are flexing your lats and your triceps. And as once you get all those cues down, you pull the bar by driving with your hips, not by yanking it up with your arms, which I seen many people do, which is the incorrect way. Also, you want to drive the bar into your body, and make sure that you squeeze at lockout. So enough talking about deadlift. I know that I'm a little behind in the commentary with the workout clips. So which is why I am bringing back this workout clip here, because I want to talk about the second movement, which is called the pen lay rows. This is the first time that I'm doing it, so I'm not going to go into much details because I'm still a noob at it. So guys, if you're watching and you have any tips and advice, feel free to comment down below on how to make the how to help me improve on form, or anything to help me improve would be muchly appreciated. Anyway, moving on to the third movement, which I call the Batman mobile, but actually it's really called the seated rows. You notice that I'm sticking to a low weight and I'm only using my fingers where my thumb is over the bar. And what you want to do is, for any back movement, you want to pull with your elbows. Now the reason why I'm not gripping it with my whole hand is because when you grip it with your whole hand, you're putting in your forearm and your biceps, which you don't want to do. What you want to do is really engage on your lats and your back, because again, this is you're doing back, and easily you can incorporate biceps into it, which you don't want to do. So you want to maximize your targeted muscle by doing it correct. So moving on to the last and final workout is a single arm cable, which I really love because it really works on your lats. So basically, what a tip that I want to give is that, again, you can see that I'm pulling with my fingers and driving with my elbows. I am not gripping it with my hands, and my other hand is holding my lats. So I want to make sure that I'm putting emphasis on the targeted muscle, which in this case are lats. My last and final tip for you guys: for any exercise that you do, you want to focus more on the contraction, the mind muscle connection. So in this case, in this movement, as you're pulling it to the side, you want to be able to slowly bring it to the side and squeeze for 2 seconds before extending it outward again. So this concludes the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please feel free to comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one.